Make sure you're awake. Correct. Because everybody like actually average attention span of people. Do you know how long it is? 5 minutes. Correct. So I'm going to be talking for like half an hour to 45 minutes. And if I talk for that long, but you can only understand 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes, is that good enough? No, right? So that's why we have to say I to stay awake. Is that okay? Okay. Second thing is, successful people, do they have high energy or low energy? High energy, right? So when you say I, you have to say with a high energy. Okay? Is that okay? Is everyone okay? If you're okay, put your hands up and say I. Perfect. Very good. Give a round of applause to yourself. Okay, now let's get into detail. Why Thailand? I know that you probably have looked at other real estate investment also, but I want to say that Thailand is one of the best places for real estate right now. One of which is because we are a tourism destination. 30 million people come to Thailand as a tourist. Okay, 1/3 of which is Chinese. Okay, and it has been like that. Actually, there's a lot of people saying real estate development in Thailand, especially in Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, Chiang Mai, those are the city that you want to be in because those are tourist attraction as well as there's a lot of demand locally. Okay. Today we will look at mostly Bangkok. Okay, and then I will tell you a little bit more. Next one is that it had great infrastructure. Thailand is actually very strategic base because from China down to Singapore, down to Malaysia, you have to go past Thailand. If you want to go to the east or the west, Thailand is actually a very good strategic position. Okay, and then there's recently we see in a minute that there's a talk with Chinese that we will build a high-speed railway. Okay, so infrastructure is okay. Next one is very good for foreign investment. We are very pro foreigner. Okay, so if you bring money to Thailand, invest and do some business, those is actually we are very welcome. Thailand actually gives BOI, which is a tax benefit for a foreign company who invest in Thailand also. Okay. Okay. This one is expat. Apart from tourism, we also have a lot of expat in Thailand. We can see here that a lot of Japanese and a lot of Chinese. Okay, so a lot of my property are based on Japanese renters, and but the area that we're going to look at is more pro to Chinese. Okay, and the number increase each year, so it's a good place for good demand for rental. Okay, next one though is the I just want to conclude that for expat and also infrastructure there's nothing that you have to worry about. Unlike some other country where you have to look into whether or not it will hold in the future. Okay, so Thailand is pretty safe. We will see in a minute also that even political turmoil does nothing to property market at all. Okay, this is what I talk about like strategically placed within other country among other country also. If you can see here, this is Edutainment One Belt One Road from China. China want to build something. To Europe and also down south. We can see here that this is a marine space. So the travel, if you want to ship something from China down to other places, you kind of go past Thailand. There's a talk that we want to focus on Thailand also, like stop in Thailand first before we go over. The other one is on the road. This is a railway that come down to Thailand first. So Thailand is a very good strategic place to be in. The picture over here is high-speed railway from Bangkok up all the way to Yunnan. Yunnan is the down south southern part of China, a little bit higher than Hainan. Okay. Anyone understand this map? Who understands this map? Put your hands up and say I. Perfect. Very good. Okay. Now I want to look at macro first of how why Thailand is still a good place to invest. Okay, as an investor, first thing I have to look at is economic. Okay, economic growth is still 3.2%, which is okay. Not so great, not so low, but it's still okay. So it's still safe to invest. Next one is great for foreign investment. One thing that we found out that this past 2 years, domestic lending has been slow, meaning Thai people it's harder for Thai people to get loan, meaning demand for Thai will be lower. But at the same time, it's good for a foreigner because there's a lot of supply in the market that you can capture. But also there's another thing which is good for us. Once people cannot buy condominium, what will they do? They'll rent. When they rent, the rental demand is higher. So it's good for us for investment. Is that clear? Who's clear? Put their hand up and say I. Okay. Should we try that again? Should we try it again? Are you ready? Who's ready? Put their hands up and say I. Very good. Actually, I have another one. It's called high five. Anyone know what high five is? Just to make it fun. Just to make it fun, interactive. You know, high five is when everybody put their hands up. Can you put your hands up? Put your right hand up. Look at the person next to you, and then clap the hand. Clap the hand. Go. Okay. But when we do that, we're not gonna do it alone. It's kind of like quiet. I don't like quiet, right? So normally when we do that, we have to say something. Okay? Should we try again? When you're ready, turn into the person next to you, high five and say, "You are the best." 3, 2, 1.
You're the best.
Very good, very good. Can you have a round of applause to yourself, please? Very good. Good stuff. Okay, next one though. Next one is about CBD. We see when I look at the in condominium or slow down in real estate property. First thing I look at is a land price. Recently, it has been broken high record. Like 2 or 3, no, actually 5 years ago, one square Y is around this big. It's around 1 million baht. Now it's around 2 million, the highest one, which is in around middle area. Okay, so I'm saying that once the land price still increase, there's a likelihood that the property market as a whole will increase also. So the base is pretty good. Next one is you will know a little bit more about new CBD. For those who quite familiar with Thailand or maybe heard of Thailand before, where do you know in Bangkok? Edutainment, okay, Edutainment shopping, right? Okay. Anywhere else? Do you know anywhere? Asok, okay. Anywhere else? Sukhumvit, yes. A lot of foreigners will know Sukhumvit because that is a place where all the shopping malls are, and it's basically is the main road of Thailand. Okay, but there's another part called CBD, which is Serum area. But today we're going to talk about the new CBD. New CBD is up and coming area. It's actually have a lot of establishment already that we will see. But I will introduce this one for you because there's a huge development. There's going to be a tallest building in Thailand over there also. Okay. Next one, just before we go any further. Resident are more concerned and more selective because but they're still owning 85% of the total property. So any property, Thai people will buy around 85%. The rest are foreigner, which is good because if they're all foreigner, meaning they'll all rent out and they will be competing against each other. So if there's still demand, then it's good for us. Okay. Last one is the growth of CLMV and region. Burma, Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam all very up and coming now and has a lot of economic tie with Thailand. So once that increase, like the total economic increase, there will be a lot of investment coming in. There's a lot of talk about road, the actual logistic aspect of Thailand. We can see the e-commerce is booming. So once e-commerce boom, there's still need to be logistic behind it. So it's good. This is a plus for Thailand as well. Okay. Now let's step into real estate a little bit more. These are the supply and demand and occupancy. When you look at some investment, one thing you have to see is whether or not it's oversupply, right? Because if it's oversupply, meaning the price will go down. So if you look at this, this is from CBRE late last year. The occupancy rate is still 90%, over 90%, which is good. It is good. During the crisis, normally when they say like around 70 or 80%, there's a crisis, but 90 is well above that. So it's still pretty good. This one on the left hand side is how much for the last 5 years, how many new units and what are the type of units. These are price per square meter. We will see that the lower tier will have a lot of supply coming in the last 5 years. So when you invest, you have to think about these things, right? Because if you buy something that lower than like 100,000 baht per square meters, there will be a lot of competition. Okay. Now let's get into detail on foreign investment. Foreign investment. Do you know that in Thailand, foreigner cannot own land? Okay, that's the rules that you cannot own land. The best you can do is form a company which is you own 49% and the rest owned by Thai as a nominee, and then you buy land. Those is possible, but obviously there's a lot of risk to it. Now condominium you can buy, but foreign investor cannot own more than 49% of the total unit. Okay, so every time when you buy something as a foreigner, they will internally check whether or not foreigner already own more than that. Okay, so it's possible to invest in condominium. Let's look in more detail on the law here. You cannot own land. You have to own condominium less than 49%. Capital inflow is quite easy as long as you prove that the money is from Singapore and transfer over to Thailand. Once you do that, when you sell, it's easy for you to take the money out. Okay. The other one is BOI. This industrial zone. Nothing is not applicable for condominium. But lastly, political turmoil. Do you know what happened 4 years ago? There's a big news in Thailand. Do you all heard about it? What are the news? Something happened. Something big happened in Thailand around 2013, 14. That's a big coup. Okay. So I hope I don't know whether Singaporean once you look at the news about Thailand, it's all about riot, right? It looks big. Does it look big?
Yes.
Okay. So but you know when that happened, Thai people we still go to work. And my office is actually next to the coup that happens. There's actually a lot of people burn down the tire and all those, but a lot of protests. But people in Thailand is not effective. Okay. So we still go to work as normal, and we are expect to work all as normal. Now let's see what it does to the price. We will see later on that there's no effect on real estate prices, which might be surprising to some of you, but actually because Thailand is very stable, and the news normally do make it a big news out of it. Okay, but actually the riot happened only to a small certain part of Thailand. Now the loan. Today you're very lucky. That's UOB, I think. UOB is very aggressive in lending overseas. I have my friend who's in Hong Kong buying property in Thailand. UOB also is the one who lent them. And I just talked to him recently, and he say he can lend up to 70% of the total valuation, and you can talk to him afterwards. So, meaning loan financing not a problem. Okay. Now see, political turmoil happened in 2013 and 14, and nothing happened to the price at all. Actually, after that, it kind of shoot up a little bit also. So, on average, the capital gain is around 10%. Is that good? Per year. Is that okay for investment?
Yes.
Who think it's okay? Put their hands up and say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Turn the head to the next person next to you and say, I'm so great. Perfect. Next one though, after capital gain, the other one we have to look at is rental yield. Rental yield average around 3 to 5% only, as you probably know, right? 3 to 5%, but it depends on which condominium. Some of the condominium is on the higher end, some of them are the lower end. Okay, you have to look at the demand behind the rental to see whether or not it's a good investment. A lot of foreigner, when you guys invest in Thailand or any other country, right? Over here, I think this project they guarantee 6% for 2 years. But then suddenly, okay, it's good for 2 years, and then what happened after that, right? A lot of people have a lot of concern, like, I'm not in there, I'm not in Thailand, how am I going to rent out? What should I do? So I put together 3 ways first one, the simplest one is to find agent. You can find, it's an agent here to help you or agent in Thailand. They can speak English well, so you can just talk to them. Normally, the commission is around 1 month. Okay. For foreigner, I'm not sure. It might be 1.5 months if they have to look at. Okay, just one, right? Okay, 1 month. How about? I heard that in Singapore it's only half a month. Is that correct? Okay, you're lucky. But 1 month is not too bad. So you have to take into account when you look at rental yield. Second one, though, for savvy people, you can actually do it yourself. There's a lot of free online platform that you can go on and then just post your rooms, and then they will contact you to rent out the property. The second one, though, you can talk to a juristic person. In Thailand, every condo have juristic person office, and you can just tell them that you want to rent out. Sometimes they help you even to fix whatever your property is broken. You can do that once you are a friend with them. Okay. So after you bought a property, go there and make friends with juristic person. Is okay? Third one, though, is a new model. I understand in Singapore has it also Airbnb. Okay, I can see the eye there go wiggly a little bit. Airbnb is still illegal in Thailand. Okay, but people still do it anyway. I heard that in Singapore has similar problem, like security doesn't allow you to go in or whatever. But in Thailand, it happens kind of the same. Some property can do it, some property is more strict. Okay. But obviously, there's another way to get higher rental yield. Okay, so this is the 3 ways that you can manage your rental yield and get higher return on your properties. Now, after you look at a return, it's quite impressive, right? It's quite attractive. Now, what do we have to look at? The second thing that people normally look at is the cost. What do you have to pay when you invest in Thai properties? The first one is when you buy. Just imagine today or whenever you sign a contract that you want to buy, on that day that you transfer the property over, you have to pay 2%. This 2% transfer fee can either be paid by yourself or half with the property developer. It depends how you negotiate. I think for the new property like this, it's maybe the developer who pay for it. I'm not quite sure. But these are the costs that you have to look at. The second one is this is when you